Most people believe attraction is easy to see. They think a man who likes a woman will openly chase her, speak clearly, and reveal his feelings without fear. But power does not work that way. Human beings hide what matters most to them. A man can hide his plans, hide his fears, and most of all, hide his attraction. The more valuable something feels to him, the more carefully he protects it from the eyes of others. This is why many women miss the signs completely. They look for loud words, while the truth quietly reveals itself through behavior. Remember this principle: people can control their mouths far better than they can control their actions. A man may tell the world he feels nothing, yet his body, his attention, and his decisions will betray him every day. If you understand these hidden signals, you gain an advantage that most people never have. You stop listening to promises and start observing reality. That is where true knowledge begins. Today, we will uncover 13 clear signs that a man is secretly attracted to you. These are not fantasies. These are patterns of human nature that repeat again and again. Watch carefully, because attraction often speaks in silence long before it speaks in words. The first sign is that he constantly notices small details about you. Most people only remember what interests them. If a man remembers a small change in your hairstyle, a comment you made weeks ago, or a detail about your day that everyone else forgot, it is rarely an accident. Attention is a form of investment. People give it only to what they value. When a man secretly likes you, his mind naturally collects information about you. He may not even realize he is doing it, yet he remembers things that others ignore. This is because attraction creates focus. His memory becomes sharper whenever the subject is you. The second sign is that he finds reasons to be near you. Human beings move toward what they desire. They may invent logical excuses, but the deeper reason often remains hidden. You may notice him appearing where you are, joining conversations you are part of, or extending interactions longer than necessary. He may claim it is coincidence. Sometimes he may even believe that himself. But repeated coincidence is usually intention wearing a mask. A man who is secretly attracted wants access to your presence because your presence gives him emotional reward. The third sign is that his behavior changes around you. Observe him carefully with other people, and then compare that behavior with how he acts when you enter the room. Does he become more energetic, more nervous, more playful, more attentive? Attraction creates pressure. A man who appears calm with everyone else may suddenly become different around the woman he secretly likes. This change happens because he becomes more aware of himself. He begins thinking about how he is perceived. And whenever people start monitoring their own actions, their natural behavior changes. The fourth sign is that he watches you even when he thinks you are not looking. Words can lie, but attention rarely lies. If a man frequently looks at you from across a room, follows your movements with his eyes, or quickly looks away when caught, he is revealing interest. People instinctively observe what matters to them. They study it. They monitor it. They return to it again and again. This behavior often happens before a man is ready to admit his feelings, even to himself. The fifth sign is that he becomes curious about your life. Attraction creates a desire for knowledge. A man who secretly likes you wants to understand your world. He asks questions. He remembers answers. He becomes interested in your opinions, goals, habits, and experiences. Notice the difference between polite conversation and genuine curiosity. Polite conversation seeks to fill silence. Genuine curiosity seeks understanding. When a man consistently wants to know more about you, he is often revealing a deeper emotional investment than his words suggest. The sixth sign is that he reacts strongly to your attention. Most men can remain calm when dealing with people who hold no special value in their lives. But when attraction is present, your attention suddenly becomes important. A simple compliment from you may stay in his mind for days. A message from you may instantly improve his mood. Even small signs of approval can have a powerful effect on him. This happens because people naturally seek validation from those they admire. The more attracted he is, the more weight your opinion carries in his mind. The seventh sign is that he tries to impress you without making it obvious. A wise man understands that direct displays of desire can sometimes reduce his power, so he chooses a different strategy. He highlights his strengths. He may speak about his achievements, demonstrate his skills, or show qualities he believes are valuable. Notice that he is not necessarily bragging. Instead, he is presenting the best version of himself whenever you are around. Attraction often inspires people to compete for a higher position in the eyes of the person they desire. The eighth sign is that he notices other men around you. Human nature is deeply connected to competition. When a man secretly likes you, he becomes aware of potential rivals. He may ask questions about other men in your life. He may seem unusually interested when you mention another man. Sometimes he becomes quieter. Sometimes he becomes more engaged. The reaction may be subtle, but it is often there. This does not mean he is controlling or possessive. It simply means that attraction makes people sensitive to threats, whether real or imagined. The ninth sign is that he finds ways to help you. Power is not always shown through dominance. Often it is shown through usefulness. A man who is secretly attracted to you may look for opportunities to solve your problems, support your goals, or make your life easier. He offers assistance not because he expects an immediate reward, but because helping you creates a sense of connection. Throughout history, people have invested their time and energy into those they value most. Effort is one of the clearest currencies of attraction. The 10th sign is that he mirrors your behavior. This is one of the most overlooked signals in human interaction. When people feel connected to someone, they unconsciously begin matching their energy, expressions, and communication style. If you speak calmly, he may become calmer. If you laugh, he may laugh more easily. If you use certain words or phrases, he may start using them too. This is not manipulation. It is a natural human tendency. People often reflect those they feel drawn toward, because similarity creates a feeling of closeness. The 11th sign is that he remembers opportunities to contact you. Think carefully about this. Busy people forget many things. Yet when attraction exists, memory becomes selective. He finds reasons to start conversations. He sends messages about topics you once discussed. He shares information he thinks you will enjoy. Sometimes the reason for the message is small, but the real purpose is larger. He wants to maintain a connection. A person who repeatedly creates opportunities for communication is often revealing interest that words have not yet expressed. The 12th sign is that he becomes protective of your feelings. Attraction is not only about desire. It is also about concern. When a man secretly likes you, your emotional state begins to matter to him. He dislikes seeing you upset. He pays attention when something is wrong. He may try to encourage you during difficult moments, or defend you when others treat you unfairly. This behavior emerges because attraction gradually transforms attention into emotional investment. Once that process begins, your happiness starts affecting his own. Now consider these signs together. One sign alone proves very little. Human behavior is complex. A man may remember details because he is naturally observant. He may help because he is kind. He may ask questions because he is friendly. True understanding comes from patterns, not isolated moments. The skilled observer does not chase a single clue. The skilled observer watches for repetition. When several of these signs appear consistently, the hidden picture becomes clearer. Attraction leaves traces. It reveals itself through repeated actions that logic alone cannot fully explain. The 13th sign is that he struggles to completely ignore you. This may sound simple, but it is one of the strongest signs of all. When a person has no emotional investment, distance is easy. Indifference requires no effort, but attraction creates an invisible pull. Even when a man tries to focus elsewhere, his attention keeps returning to you. He notices when you enter a room. He becomes aware when you leave. He pays attention to your reactions, your mood, and your presence. Sometimes he may even try to appear distant because he fears rejection or wants to maintain control. Yet despite his efforts, he cannot fully disconnect. His actions continue revealing what his words attempt to hide. This brings us to an important lesson about human nature. Many people spend their lives searching for certainty in words. They want direct confessions, clear promises, and obvious declarations, but the world rarely operates in such a simple way. People often conceal their true intentions. Fear, pride, uncertainty, and strategy all influence behavior. This is why observation is more valuable than assumption. A person may speak confidently while feeling doubt. A person may claim indifference while feeling desire. The truth is usually found in patterns of action. Machiavelli understood that people reveal themselves through behavior far more than through speech. Actions require energy. They require time. They require attention. And attention is one of the most valuable resources a person can give. When a man repeatedly invests his attention in you, remembers details about you, seeks your company, reacts to your approval, and finds ways to stay connected, he is communicating something powerful, even if he never says the words aloud. However, wisdom requires balance. Do not become obsessed with analyzing every glance, every smile, or every message. That path leads to confusion. Instead, focus on consistency. One action can be random. Two actions can be coincidence. But repeated patterns reveal intention. Human beings are creatures of habit. What they repeatedly do often exposes what they truly feel. Also remember that attraction alone is not enough. Many people are attracted to one another, yet not every attraction leads to a meaningful relationship. Character matters. Integrity matters. Respect matters. A wise person looks beyond desire and studies the quality of the individual. Attraction may open a door, but character determines whether walking through that door is a good decision. The strongest position you can hold is not the position of someone desperately seeking answers. It is the position of someone calmly observing reality. When you stop chasing signals and start understanding behavior, you gain clarity. And clarity is power. The person who understands human nature is rarely surprised by it. They see patterns before others see them. They recognize truth before it is spoken. And they make better decisions because they rely on observation rather than fantasy. So if you notice many of these 13 signs appearing consistently in a man's behavior, pay attention, not to his promises, not to his excuses, not even to his explanations. Pay attention to what he repeatedly does, because in the end, actions are the language that people speak when their hearts are afraid to use words. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment below and tell us which of these signs you have noticed the most in real life. Your support helps us create more powerful content about human nature, influence, and personal growth. Until next time, observe carefully, think wisely, and never ignore the truth that actions reveal.